Hello, seventh grade. This is Mr. Chance, obviously, and we're looking at lesson 2 of chapter 7, which is covering plural nouns and possessive nouns. There's just a little bit of vocabulary for this section that needs to make it into your notes. There are two terms: a plural noun, and this is a noun that names more than one person, place, thing, or idea, and a possessive noun, which is a noun that names who or what owns or has something. So what I'm going to do right now, like usual, is I'm going to pause for a moment to give you a chance to get these into your notes, and then I will continue with some explanations and some examples. So have fun taking notes. All right, now that we have our notes taken for this section, let's look at some examples, start to see how this works in practice. And the first thing we're going to look at are the plural nouns. And so let me get an arrow here so that I can point at things. That's good. All right, so plural nouns, right there, plural nouns. Okay, most of the time when you make let me rephrase that. Most of the time when you change a noun from singular, meaning there's just one, to plural, meaning there's more than one, you add either s or es to the end of the noun. Now, since English is somewhat complicated in its spelling rules and whatnot, that's not always true, all right? But we're not going to worry too much about the irregular nouns, at least in this lesson. Okay, so for example, if I have one shoe, that's one shoe right there, but if I put both of them on, that's shoes. I added the S. Boss, if I have more than one boss, I have bosses, I've added ES. If I have more than one lunch, I add ES, lunches. And like I said, there are kind of like rules for when you add S or ES. We're not going to worry about those too much right now. You probably know most of them already anyways, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so that's plural nouns. Now I'm going to scroll down, and in here is where students often get confused. So this is where you especially want to pay attention. And let me get my arrow back operating here. A possessive noun has an apostrophe. That's that little thing right there. That's the apostrophe, right? That little thing next to the S. All right. Possessive nouns have apostrophes. Notice these up here are plural. None of them have apostrophes. This is just more than one shoe. It's not more than one shoe that owns anything. Okay. So let's not make that mistake. If it's a singular noun and I'm turning it into the possessive, I add apostrophe S every single time. Sort of, not really. There are a few exceptions, mostly involving biblical names like Jesus and Moses. But again, we're not going to worry about it too much. So if there's one girl and that girl owns something, so for example, the girl's purse, apostrophe S. If Elvis owns something, Elvis's peanut butter and banana sandwich, which has been fried, apostrophe S, apostrophe S, apostrophe S. Plural possessive, you add just the apostrophe. So more than one girl, possessive, apostrophe at the end. More than one Elvis, apostrophe at the end. More than one cat, apostrophe at the end. Unless we have an irregular plural. One mouse, more than one mice, then I add apostrophe S. Hopefully this isn't too confusing. Don't overthink this. Don't worry about it too much when you're working on the exercise and the worksheet that goes along with it. If you pay attention to what you're doing, you're going to get most of them right most of the time. So that should be fun for you. Anyways, that's it for this lesson, and I'll see you next time. Bye.